Vkt King here with the internet and YouTube first. I've scoured the internet for many years and YouTube looking for a video on a certain blade and haven't found one yet, and just some pictures of it. But since the release of the newer version, I've decided to finally do a review and history on the BKT Reinhardt Kukri, made by Blackjack Knives in the 90s. It's original leather sheath with it, original handles, and torque screws. It's all original. The only thing that's not original is my hand lanyard. How I got this knife was a really good friend of mine and mentor, Winston Brooks. He was an avid outdoorsman, fisherman, fly fisherman, gold prospector, scuba diver, jack of all trades, master of many type of guy. And he was the same age as my dad. They were a few days apart. My dad's they were just like each other. So in the 90s, he bought this knife, new, a couple $100 if I remember right. I was just a teenager. And anytime we went out into the woods, or I went out in the woods, I would take this knife with me. I don't know how many miles of brush I've chopped with this knife as a kid and as an adult. I moved away from Washington State. That's where he lived, where I met him, and for about a decade, and actually moved back to Washington State the year of his passing, a couple months shy of his passing. So I didn't get to see him for about 10 years, maybe not that long, 6 years, 7 years. But anyhow, when he passed away, in his will was that I got the Kukri and his daughter Samantha got his Fenwick fly rod, and both of those items are heirlooms. I've seen these a couple go online for a good chunk of change, but this is an heirloom to me, and it'll stay in my family long after I'm gone, hopefully. So, to show you the knife, it's still straight as the day he bought it. It holds the best edge of a machete or any other thing I've seen. It's real light, but I'll see if I can bring it up to the camera where you can see the BKT etching. BKT Reinhardt Kukri. Then on the other side is the etching for Effingham, Illinois, USA. This is my #1 knife I take out in the woods with me. You'll see in my videos on the Habilicus Whiticus channel. It's always here in my gator. Always there. Nowhere else. It's always on my gator. If it's in the car with me, then it's sitting between my seat and my center console. So I'm going to show you. I got some cottonwood saplings. These guys are real tough. And they don't break. They're green. So I'll give you a little close-up on some of the sizes up here. That one's about a little bit over an inch. We got an inch or bigger in here. That one's about 2 inches. That one's not going to be a one slicer. But I've used this knife for decades, and I'm very, very good with it. And I've cut And some of my challenges, I've cut through some pretty big stuff one swing with this, so we'll see how we can get it today. So I'm going to pretty much just end up here in Washington State. If you're not under the canopy and you're in some slide area, some slide strip, all you find is like tag alders and cottonwoods, this shit right here, and just thick with everything else you can imagine. So this thing will, and they come out with a new one, the BK21. I'm going to try to pick one up just to see how it compares to this, to the original, the granddaddy. But for just little, we'll take off some ends here. And that's not breaking it off. That's slicing them off. Not one of those are just broke off. It's just sliced right off. And that's the beautiful thing about this blade and the steel. It's just that you can get such an edge. I mean, this thing's razor sharp. I came down here and did a video yesterday and was hacking stuff up. And we hacked down a bunch over there. I'll show it to you on, but the video quality didn't come out that well. Sound wasn't that good. I gotta speak louder than normal. You're fine, girl. But I'll show you what we chopped down. So I chopped all that down over there yesterday. Went to work today. Got home about 15 minutes ago doing this video. Haven't had a chance to sharpen it yet. So okay, I'm gonna hack into some of this shit out of my way. It's a little dull from yesterday. Alright. I'm going to just open this up so I can get some clear. I don't know if I'm in the shot. Yeah, I guess I am.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, girl.
Alright,
so here's one. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, no. That one was a two-stroker, and if you notice, pretty much hit it in the same spot the second stroke. The balance and the weight on this thing is so perfect, you won't miss, and especially if you get used to it, you'll always hit your mark the second time, because it's just the rhythm of swinging this thing, the weight, the balance of swinging this thing. It's just beautiful. And I've used Ontario machetes, I've used other Kukris, cold steel, SOG, and my friends have tons of them, and none of them can match the Reinhardt. Get some of these. Now here's another good fat guy. That's a knot right there. I've gone through some thick brush. We were down in the hellhole near the 49th parallel, the Canadian border, and we came through this, beautiful open ground, but it was under canopy, and there's nothing but blueberries, and blueberries are a hard wood, and they just all grew themselves over this old trail, and we were pushing through that crap, and it was so thick. There's times where we'd bushwhack it, and there was times where we just shoved right through it. But when it came to bushwhacking it, always made it with the Reinhardt. And I'm not putting that much heat on these strokes. Puts on the big ones, but on these little guys, I mean, you don't have to put too much heat on them. I mean, just right through it. Right through it. Oh. The only thing I've cut through trees with better than this is my katana or my wakizashi, which one day I might show. I have quite a few cool gems of blades that over time you'll see and get to know, especially if you watch any of my videos on the channel Adventures of Habilicus Whiticus. You'll see this. If it's snowing, you'll see this in my right calf. Raining, it's there. Everywhere in the wilderness, it's right there. When I sleep, it's right next to my pillow, underneath my pillow. Man, I figure with any type of animal attack or anything, this is perfect. I could throw it as like human being. I wouldn't throw it at no animal, but human being with a gun or got the drop on me. And that was my last ditch.
Look, it's a gold
Oh,
star.
whoa, cool.
I found it in the sand.
That's cool, girl. I'm videoing.
Okay.
But I figured, yeah, bear attack, cougar attack, animal attack. I'm gonna get them. I had a friend shoot a bear at like 50 yards with the 300 wind, and the bear came chasing right after him. And by the time he was able to eject his round, bringing the second one back down and drop it, the bear died at his feet. And he said if it wasn't for him, you know, because the bear didn't even know it was there. He was just boom. But once he shot him, that bear knew right where he was at and came right at him. It was just a big black bear. But yeah, bear gets on you. You slide that up underneath his rib cage and just start working it. Even if he's gnawing on your head and shit. Hey, last ditch effort. He's gonna come off of it. He's gonna come off this knife because I mean it's wicked. Look at that. It'll still just take the leaves, cut the leaves right off. That's not ripping. That's slicing. After all that bush working, that's a slice. So I hope you like my presentation of the original Reinhardt Kukri. I hope anybody else out there that sees this video that owns one would do a review too. They're not seen very much, and I think the world deserves to see them in action. So check out my channel, 49th Parallel. There'll be more videos. I'm just starting this out, but also check out my channel, The Adventures of Habilicus Whiticus. That's pretty much just our expeditions, out in the woods doing crazy mountain man shit, practicing, you know, survival techniques, different scenarios of stuff, building like sleds out of skis and snowboards during the wintertime and hauling 400 pounds of gear up some, you know, 4-foot snow road up 8% grade, 8-9 miles, or building a lean-to shelter out in the middle of the wilderness or anything. So you'll see more of it with new adventures this summer. Summer's here, so gonna have some more adventures and document it. I wonder if I could still shave with this thing like I could yesterday.
Hi, Daddy. Look at me.
A little bit if I work it good, but
Hi, Daddy.
so if you're thinking about if you're thinking about buying the BKT 21, the new one, if it's half this knife, you better get it and hold on to it. You know, but don't put it in the case. Don't put it in a safe and lock it away and be like, oh, brand new, never used. Use that baby. That's what she's meant for. She's meant to be used, and she will not break as long as you're smart and you respect your blade. A couple things I want to throw out there. I know everybody's big into Kydex. Bro, Edgar and Simon, they've both been trying to get me on Kydex sheaths since I don't know how long. But two things about me is I believe in leather sheaths for blades. I know the riddle of steel. And part of that riddle is leather sheaths. The second part is sharpen it with a stone. I cannot stand diamond stones. That's just my personal preference. Not knocking anybody who does it. I've seen some people put some wicked edges on diamond stones. But to me, the steel demands stone. From the dawn of time, our forefathers have sharpened their blades and their weapons with stone. There's a relationship between the two. Don't break the relationship. Same way with the leather sheath. Hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe. There'll be a lot more. I got a lot of cool stuff to show. I know there's millions of guys out there doing survival stuff and everything and doing all these grill reviews. But if it's coming from me, you can take it to the bank because it's been tried, it's been tested out there. So, see you next time.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, girl.